Hi, how's it going everyone? Hope you're all well. So today I'm here to help you replace one of your door mirrors, how to actually remove it from the panel, out the actual door, disconnect everything and put a new one back in. So I'm Carl, this is Waterside Workshop. Let's get on with it. I'm going to do the passenger door one for you today on a Vauxhall Corsa C. So this is what we're going to be changing, this actual whole mirror here. Now I've actually just done this with the broken one I had, that was all broken down the side here. So the first thing you need to do is open your door and get inside the car, and you've got this panel here. This panel goes all the way down the side here, all the way around here is part of the door. This bit here is the first thing I take off. Give it a wiggle side to side, like so, and then just pull hard and away it comes. Put it to the side, keeps that out of the way. In here is the little tweeter for your stereo system, so you don't want to be damaging that if you can help it. And what I do is I put a thumb up the top here and 4 fingers around the back here. Just pull like so, just put pressure on it, let it hang down the side here. You can disconnect that inside here if you want to, but you don't really need to be honest. I normally just let it hang like so, and then in here is where you're going to be working. You've got a torque screw there, a torque screw there, and a torque screw there. Now these, off the top of my head, are a T15. Now I know that obviously because I've done many of these over the years. So I'll show you the tools and let's take it off. So you're going to want a little socket, little extension bar, set of torques, which are these, multiple sizes, or you can just get the one size. Let me get the right size. I know it's a 15, I've just got to be able to see which one it is. There's the 15. We'll put it on the end of the socket and let's see what we can do. So just get in here like so. Once I've fingered them off, I just spin it with my fingers like so. It's just a lot easier to do. And then we just put them up on the side here on the dash. There's also one down the side here, around the edge of the door. Ever so easy to wind out. They're little alloy screws, so they sort of don't corrode or anything. They're not much hassle at all. And then you've got one up the top here. Now I normally crack that, start to get it moving. And what you'll find is the mirror will start to come loose as you undo this top one. I dropped it on the floor, but it's easy enough to pick up. Now, not hard to get out. Basically just straighten this up, give it a wiggle, and pull it away, and then your mirror's in your hand. It's pretty straightforward. There are your fixing points there. Make sure everything's good. When you put your new one on, make sure you got this rubber seal on the other mirror. If not, transfer this one on, take it over to the other side, you know, and put it on the other mirror, and make sure that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe down in here, get that seal all nice and clean, and also on the other side, outside the door. So I'll show you that. So we basically get the seal as clean as we possibly can. Now, the reason we do that is because if this seal's all mucky, and when you put it back on the door and that's not sealed properly, every time it rains or every time you wash your car, you're going to get a big puddle down on the passenger side or driver's side, depending on what you're doing, carpet, which you don't want. So if you can get that as nice and mint clean as possible, basically, so it looks like brand new, like so, you'll be well away. Now I also come and do the outside of the car as well, because any of this muck can completely mess up a seal, and you definitely don't want that to start going flooding in on your floors, makes your carpet all mouldy, starts to rot your floor. You just don't need any of that. Works down into your seals, and to be fair, for a quick 10-minute job with a bit of degreaser, I'm using engine degreaser, but you can use WD-40, you can use anything really, to be honest. You can even use hairspray or something like that if you want to. Just basically something with a bit of alcohol in it, it cleans up the bodywork there. I'll give you a close-up of that and show you what's what. So that's what it should look like when you're done. Absolutely pristine, nice and clean. And ready to fit the new one. Now I go a little bit over the top, some people will say, and I clean all up in here as well. But then I like my cars to be sort of pristine. Depends how fussy you are, but if you don't like water leaks, and stuff like that, and things being a pain, just get everything I wipe down what's going to be around there and then around them seals, and you'll be good. As you've probably seen on my channel, all my cars in it are pretty spotless. It's just how I like things to be. They're basically, you just line up your mirror, put the old metal bracket through first, line up everything like that. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest, not hard to do. Get one of your bolts in. And if you just start off with your fingers like that, that will then sit there and that can't fall out the door. Put your other one in. And then your third one. Fairly easy to do, to be fair. Nothing too crazy. Definitely a DIY job. You can save yourself a fair bit of money on going in the garage, paying an hour's labour to have this done. You could be paying £100, £90–100 plus, depending on where you live. Do all three of them back up again, like so. Get your cover, put your little metal bit through. You just basically line everything up, push that little bit around the side there, and then just go. That all went on in one click, to be fair, but you just give it a good tap around the edges. Wiggle this on, spin it around a few times just to make sure it's right on, and then just get the edges of the seal, poke them into the hole so they're completely in, spin it around a couple of times. If it doesn't come out, it's in there properly. If it comes out when you spin it, that's not in there properly. And make sure your mirror's working. Should work great. As long as you follow what I just said. And that's pretty much where you are. You just sort of wipe down your bits and pieces that you touched, go wash your hands, etc., etc. And you should have a working door with a nice mirror. And that's what the mirror will look like. There's a close-up of what it looked like all fitted. Obviously this moves when you move it on the inside there. There's a cover on the back of here, so if you do, let me show you. This cover on the back of here, this part of the mirror, because you can see a line that goes along here, up and over the top. That actually removes, so if this is only this piece damaged, you can actually take that piece off and repair it and replace it without replacing the whole mirror. But a lot of the time ones I see damaged are damaged on the side here, and that bit can't be replaced, not making it easy to do anyway. It makes it quite hard work, so just easier to change the whole mirror. So I hope that helped you. That's a pretty decent description of how to take a mirror off and how to put a mirror back on. Don't miss the bit in between where I do the cleaning and get rid of the mould and the dirt and bits and pieces, because you will be disappointed and you will end up with water on the floor. Sometimes these do have water on the floor if you bought one and your floor's damp. Sometimes that can be the reason why it's damp, because that's just coming in down the sides, running down the panel and just going onto the floor like so. So don't skip that step. I know a lot of people do, but for the sake of 5 minutes, you got peace of mind that it's not going to let water in. Okay, so I think that's about as much as I can tell you on that bit. If there's any other things you want me to cover in any other videos on one of these cars or any other cars that I put up, let me know and I'll turn that into a video. It's actually why I done this left-hand mirror, because I actually got a message on Messenger from a subscriber on the channel and basically asked me how to do one of them. And instead of me sort of explaining it in text and etc, because I don't mind helping people out, when I can, I said, right, I'll stick you a video up and I can help you out and help other people out at the same time. So this one's going to be going up. It's going to be up, obviously you're watching it now, and hopefully it's going to help thousands and thousands of people. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon in another video. Bye for now, and I hope your car's fixed.